What is going on, everybody? I am the original gamer, ColecoVision, and we're here getting ready to play Q-Bert on the ColecoVision. So what can I tell you about Q-Bert? Q-Bert was a very cool game in the arcade. It was on a three-dimensional pyramid. Your character here, Q-Bert, was this cool looking dude with kind of like a snorkel nose. It was this weird bizarro world that was created. A little bit getting used to here on the controls here. So yeah, Q-Bert was a very cool, very popular arcade game. It was different than a lot of other games at the time because it was kind of pseudo three-dimensional. You have to bounce up and down on these cubes in this pyramid to change them to match the target color. Right now it says change to yellow, so whatever color they were, you have to change them to match that color. Now how do you change them? You change them by jumping on top of them. And to make things more difficult, there are a number of enemies that will actually bounce around the screen. So there are these red bouncing balls, there's a purple snake, there's all kinds of other crazy things here that are trying to make your life difficult. So one of the things you have at your disposal here are these discs, right? So there's a couple discs located around the playing field that you can jump on to safely teleport back to the top of the pyramid and hopefully force the mean, nasty snake to fall over the edge as he's chasing you. So kind of a cool game. It's just, you know, clear the playing field by bouncing on cubes to change their colors. Now on this one here, we've got these purple dudes that are coming out. So this was a really cool concept, Q-Bert was, because number one, it got us thinking in three dimensions, which we weren't used to doing. Most of the arcade games of the 80s were very two-dimensional. You moved up and down, left and right, that was about it. So the fact it got us thinking in three dimensions was already pretty cool. The fact that it's using these dimensions now on so many levels where I'm bouncing on top of the cubes and these bad guys here are bouncing on the sides of the cubes. It just kind of flips the whole world on its angle, you know, so really cool concept. And so I'm actually doing fairly well. I'm not used to doing this well in this game. I just got a free life, dude. One of the signature moves of Q-Bert is that when you get struck, you get that little word balloon, and he made like a weird, you know, robotic voice, like blah, 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 blah. You know, it's a weird, it was a weird thing, but it was like, that was the Q-Bert thing. Now that I've made it to level 2, it actually takes 2 bounces to change them. So the first time I bounce on one, it changes to an intermediary color, but it does not change to the target color. So it's really forcing you to do everything at least twice. See, that's that noise there, right? So the ColecoVision did its best job to okay, the green dude I think we could actually get. I think the things that are green are safe to bounce on. I think those are the only things that are safe to bounce on. Yeah, I just got killed. Yeah, and that's it. Game over, man. Let's try it one more time. Let's go back to our different options. There's 6 different game modes. I don't know. I guess those are difficulties. I just tried game mode 1. I'm going to do 3, which is right in the middle. I don't know if that's speed or difficulty. So we're going to try game mode 3, and then I'll do it again on game mode 6. So Q-Bert doesn't seem to be moving any faster. Oh, I fell off. It's a little bit wonky trying to remember which way to move the controller to match the direction of the dude. Yeah, a little bit wonky. So here we go. So far, from all I can tell, I don't think it's a speed thing, so maybe it's a difficulty thing. Alright, so let's let Mr. Snaky come get me. You fall off the edge, dude. Good job, bro. Very nice. Okay. So far, so good. So far, you heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. Alright, so this is cool. Let me go ahead and die, and let's try the hardest difficulty level. So go ahead and kill me. Go ahead and kill me, bro. Alright, we're going to die. So now, I'm going to try this again on difficulty level 6. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's choose game 6, which is uber hard difficulty, I think. Let's find out. Yeah, it's no faster than it was, so it's not a speed thing. So it's got to be a difficulty thing. Yeah, it's like the snake is already out and bouncing around, and I barely made it to the bottom. I will jump, forcing him to fall. Very cool. So this is Q-Bert on difficulty level 6. Oh, and that's me falling. But I fell at a higher degree of difficulty. What happened here? Oh, wait a second. You know what? It's on player 2. So there might be 3 difficulty levels and 1 or 2 players. So maybe difficulty 3 was the most difficult. Okay, so now I'm back on me. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay, so I think we've seen the game here. I'll go ahead and play it again till I die on the highest, most difficulty. But as you continue to play, as you saw when we made it to round 2, you have to jump on the surfaces of the blocks twice to change their colors. What happens when you play even longer is that at some point in time there's another character that comes around where he will jump on the blocks and turn them back to their original color, forcing you to have to retrace some steps. Okay, this is player 2, which I guess I could. Well, hopefully player 2 will die here in a second, right? Let's fall off the edge there, player 2. There you go. All right. So I think this is my last dude. We'll go ahead and fight the good fight and see how far we can get. But yeah, this was a really good, very faithful port of Q-Bert. Has the entire pyramid. You know, sometimes because the television screens weren't as big as the arcade screens, they had to make compromises and cut corners and maybe sometimes make things smaller or scale them in a way. Alright, so let's kill this dude here. You die, you go away, you die. And I think my other game is over. Yeah, both games are over. Alright, so there you have it, folks. So this was Q-Bert, and this is the funny thing about this, right? So ColecoVision is a company that in the 80s, before they got into video games, well, they made games and toys. They made traditional games and toys that kids would have, and then they got into the electronic video game market. Now this game we just got done playing, Q-Bert, was brought to us by Parker Brothers, another company that made games. You know, you probably heard of that game called Monopoly, right? So Parker Brothers, probably most well known for the Monopoly game. Parker Brothers was making games to play on both the Atari and the Coleco game systems. So kind of interesting that these companies that were into traditional board games and traditional toys got into the video games in the 80s. In the early 80s, video games were the biggest thing. You know, there was the big crash that happened in the mid 80s, but leading up to that, it almost seemed like everybody wanted in on the video game action. And you just saw 2 of them, right? You saw Coleco's ColecoVision system, and you saw Parker Brothers' Q-Bert arcade game ported to the ColecoVision. Hope you enjoyed it. I have been the original gamer, ColecoVision. If you did enjoy this video, then why not give it a like, give it a big fat thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you've got something you'd like to say, throw out a comment, let me hear it. Also appreciate it if you could share this video and share my channel with your friends to help me grow the audience. I will see y'all later. Keep on gaming. Peace out and bye-bye, everybody.